it could be a trend. Probably over the last couple of years, it's probably been in a shorter format of the game. It's been leg spin. This might be a trend for the tournament. It might be the nature of the pitches. The pitches look pretty good. Like cross seam into the wicket might be getting a better reaction than any other bowling. Potentially coming off two pace, which makes cross patch shots a little bit harder. It means you have to take a higher risk. So you might see sides utilising that from here on in.
And yes, we didn't handle the short ball really well, and we practice a lot, and we know it will come. All the team will bowl against us short ball. So we are doing the practicing, and we've done it before. So I think we need to move on and concentrate on the next game.
A repeat of the format of 1992, a repeat of the final of 1992. Owen Morgan's England ready to take on another opposition in green. Sarfaraz Ahmed's men need to find a way to come back after being blown away by Jason Holder's West Indians in Trent Bridge a few days back. It is odds that are stacked astronomically against Pakistan, but it is in these situations that Pakistan have been known to bring out their very finest. They face the might of England in just over half an hour from now in Trent Bridge. This is ESPN Cricinfo Matchday UK 2019 to build up to that game in studio. Darren Ganga is here, so too Murali, Kartik, and there's almost an ominous feeling when England games come around, even though it's early days in the World Cup, Darren.
Yeah, mouth-watering contest. I think the expectations high for Pakistan after that early loss against the West Indies. Couple things at stake. England, they have a chance to equal a world record in terms of most consecutive 300-plus runs in ODI cricket scored by them. So they've been very consistent in terms of their batting. Pakistan, on the other hand, very different sort of picture being painted. 12 winless matches, 11 losses, 1 no result. So they would want to break that streak, and now is the time to do so against the #1 ranked team at home. Could just set their tournament right.
Yeah, it's nice that you mentioned that 300 record. Pakistan have been part of this story because they had this series recently conducted between them where 300 was just being made for fun by both teams, mind you, not just England. Even Pakistan got to 330, 340. But as far as the odds go in World Cup cricket, it's 4-4 to England and Pakistan with 1 no result. Of course, Pakistan don't care because they won the one that mattered, the final in Melbourne in 1992. It's been a fixture, Kartik, that the World Cup has been starved of. Just one England-Pakistan game in the last 5 World Cups, which is quite astonishing. But it takes, what, 1 game, or like Azhar Mahmood says, 10 balls to change the fortunes of a team that's down.
Yeah, true. Look, that's why everybody is embraced or in favor of this new format, isn't it? It's a showpiece event. Everyone waits for nearly 4 years to make the grade, make the cut. And then when you reach there, you don't want to be put in different halves, and then the best of the halves go. And that's why it's a great tournament. That's why you get a chance to come back in this tournament. And the way it has been, or whatever we've seen so far, it's good to know that a team like Pakistan can come back. We saw them getting runs against England. They've just been here. They might feel as if it's just a continuation of that series which they just played against England. But today is a different test. Today is a completely different test. You've just lost 1 game, and actually it's been a pounding. So to come back from a pounding, those same openers who are getting you those runs, they'll have to think about how they want to go about it. A lot of soul searching for Pakistan to do, because at the end of the day, you know how the media can be. They can attack you from all quarters. They've, as Darren mentioned, 11 winless games. You want to break that streak. You want to win a game. You want to be on that points table in a World Cup. Lots playing against Pakistan right now.
Yeah, nothing would be more Pakistan-esque than to actually beat the tournament favourites after everyone's counted them out the game before. But all the conversation, Misbah-ul-Haq, is about short pitch bowling and whether Pakistan have been able to find a measure to counter the short stuff that the West Indies threw at them the other day and that England are expected to throw at them. It's going to be a test of Pakistan's batting today?
Yeah, it's always a test. I mean, everybody is worried about the batting suddenly after 1 game, but I personally think that Pakistan batting should go with a positive mindset. They batted very well in last 2-3 series, and especially against England. They put runs on the board every time they went in, and that's a plus. Obviously, as a batsman, I feel better when I'm playing against a team where I've already performed that much, and it's not long ago. It's just before the World Cup. So all three at the top, they'll be confident because they put score in that series. And number 4 also, Harris, if he plays, he got 100 already against England, and that was a good one. So all top 4 performed well against England, and Pakistan, especially Asif Ali, he just comes into the team. He performed well in the recent series against England. So that's a big plus for Pakistan. Okay, one odd game can happen, that what happened to Pakistan in the last game against West Indies. It just happened in a rush. Nobody understood what's going on, but just keep that out of your mind and go there and remember what you have done in the last 4 series.
Now tell me, Misbah, can I read into something that you've gone from Pakistan to the UK? Has Pakistan summoned you, or is this part of your travel plan anyway? Have you gone to change the fortunes of Pakistan, or maybe, I don't know, come out to announce a big statement, come out of retirement and start playing in the middle order? What's the plan? How come you're in the UK now?
No, I'm just here to change the fortunes. I'm not with the team, but maybe that could change the luck of Pakistan. But
Let's
it can
hope so.
happen. It
Let's
can
hope
happen.
so. Yes.
Luck can
Yes.
change anytime.
Absolutely. We'll come to Misbah-ul-Haq, who's in London. So they have the inspiration of the former captain not too far away from them. And they also have Melinda Farrell in Trent Bridge. And yesterday I was very, very disappointed to see that there was no sun. But I'm delighted now that the weather has cleared, and we are looking forward to a full cracking contest between these two teams. What have you got for us, Mel?
Well, it is. There's not a cloud in the sky this morning. Can't guarantee it will stay that the whole day, but it is an absolutely glorious morning here today. Much different to what it was yesterday, where England in particular weren't able to train out in the afternoon because of persistent drivel. I think both teams have sort of been foxing with us, actually. You wouldn't want to play poker against Eoin Morgan, put it that way. He was really playing down any suggestion that they might play both Jofra Archer and Mark Wood today. But this morning we're hearing that is actually quite likely to be coming in for Liam Plunkett. So that suggests that England are going to use some aggressive short ball tactics, the same sort of tactics that worked so well for the West Indies against Pakistan in that first game here. We also thought that Pakistan may play another out-and-out fast bowler, but it doesn't appear that's the case. Perhaps they're looking for some more experience, because we are hearing that Shoaib Malik might come into the side, and also Asif Ali. So many people were asking why he didn't play in that first game. Pakistan really could have used his experience in the middle order once they lost those early wickets and the middle order was exposed. So few changes perhaps on both sides, and what will be interesting to me is if Pakistan do end up bowling first. I wonder if they might bring on Shadab Khan for a cheeky first over, bearing in mind what Tahir was able to do to Jason Roy Johnny Bairstow rather in their first match against the Oval.
Yes. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see for team news, and how many teams want to use leg spin against Johnny Bairstow. I tell you, it only takes one over for Johnny Bairstow to whack a leg spin out. And good point that Mel makes of whether Asif Ali or Shoaib Malik could be included. Misbah already saying that there could be a case for Asif Ali. But we'll come back to that, and we'll come back to Mel Farrell at Trent Bridge with a lot more in just a minute. Let's see what's happening in the world of social media first, whether Pakistan have given any clues as to what the mindset might be like ahead of this game. Anubhav is here, looking dapper as always. What have you got for us, Anubhav?
Thank you so much, Ronak. Welcoming all our viewers back to the Social Corner, where we cut no corners in bringing to you the hottest cricketing topics that are trending in the world of social media. We're going to kick things off with a 2015 quote from Dale Steyn, a quote that hasn't quite aged well. This was Dale Steyn making this comment prior to South Africa's tour of Bangladesh in 2015, explaining why he had chosen to sit out the one-day part of their tour. So Dale Steyn had said, "I'd rather participate in the major tournaments rather than wasting my energy and balls in Bangladesh's match."
Ooh, that's spicy, isn't it? Twitter is very unforgiving, and it has a great memory, elephant's memory. My word. All right, carry on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And while Steyn was in no rush to get back to the ODI circuit back then, he finds himself in a race against time to be fit for South Africa's next encounter against India on Wednesday. As we can see in this picture, Here's Steyn bowling a couple of overs in the middle after the game between South Africa and Bangladesh yesterday. From one South African legend to another, Jonty Rhodes, who's during the middle of Bangladesh's innings yesterday, when Bangladesh was slowly but surely gaining ascendancy, had tweeted, "Come on, South Africa, way too early to panic, let's get back to the basics." And just a few minutes later, the very capricious Jonty Rhodes mentioned that, okay, it's time to panic now, as Bangladesh had strengthened their stranglehold. So I'm going to come to the boys here. Do you think it's too early to press the panic button for South Africa, or do you think there's reason to panic given the fact that,
too early? I think too early. Yes, you're in a difficult situation, but too early to panic. Still a fair amount of games left. They should relax and play.
It tells you something of Jonty as well. He's first saying, don't panic, don't panic. 2 minutes later, all right, forget it.
I think it's just a way of saying since he's not playing, but I don't think you can panic at any time. Even if you had the last game and you were in that sort of a situation where it's make or break. If you panic, then everything is lost. So as sports people, that's the first thing you try and control is not to panic. So from a team point of view, I thought one thing which I really liked yesterday when I saw the team losing, Faf du Plessis was quite relaxed with that tennis ball in his hand, and so were the others. Hashim and others were smiling. That is what you want to see. You don't want people to panic at all, even if it's the last game of the tournament.
Lovely.
What else have we got, Anubhav?
We're going to conclude proceedings with some Twitter banter between Shoaib Akhtar and Kevin Peterson. So this was a tweet by Shoaib Akhtar yesterday showing a picture of him taking the wicket of Kevin Peterson back in 2005, saying that, you know what, in order for you to succeed in the international circuit, you have to be willing to put your body on the line and give it your very best. And Kevin Peterson wasn't quite happy with the picture, and in classic Kevin Peterson fashion, responded to Shoaib, reminding him that, you know what, Shoaib, before you took my wicket, I had smacked you and the rest of the Pakistani bowlers for 100 runs in that innings. And then Shoaib responds in a very civil manner, Kevin, you were quite the force to reckon with back in the day, which is why I enjoyed getting your wicket and enjoyed the chicken dance celebration that followed suit after the wicket.
KP being KP, Shoaib Akhtar being Shoaib Akhtar. Yeah?
Indeed. And he went on to say that they eventually won the series too.
No backing away.
Well, thank you very much, Anubhav, for that. Always brilliant. I'm going to go back to Trent Bridge now, because if we're talking about Kevin Peterson being himself, no one knows him better than Graeme Swann, who's with Melinda Farrell, as I welcome Swanee as well, who I'm sure is upbeat about his chances today. Mel, all yours again.
Yeah, glad to have you here with us, Swanee, this morning.
Sorry for my tardiness.
That's always never too late here.
Well, it's a bad omen for England. See, I'm the Englishman. I live so close. My car wouldn't start this morning, so that is a bad omen. This is the one bad omen of the day. It's gone.
Well, everything else is beautiful.
Yes.
Everyone talking about the unpredictability of Pakistan, of course, but really, is this a day when they could come back and really knock England's campaign a little bit?
I tell you what, they're that mercurial, Pakistan. We all know this. They could come back and beat anybody on any day. The fact that England won 4-0 in the recent one-day series and won handsomely from all good positions as well. A couple of positions where you thought in the past England might struggle, they still won. Lends me to think that definitely they will win. The recent result against the West Indies worries me a bit because Pakistan was so bad. I mean, they were woefully bad. They got bombed out. I'm a bit worried that England have bought into that by bringing back Wood and by saying to the Pakistanis, basically, we're going to bowl bouncers. Pakistan seem resigned to it. They've brought back batsmen instead of bowlers. Yeah, we're going to get bombed. I'm a bit worried by that. I think if you just play Pakistan in a normal game of cricket, as England have for the last couple of weeks, you'd win easily. But I'm a bit worried that we're buying into the West Indies carnival.
So Swanee's worried. I don't know about you guys back there.
Oh, is he worried now? All right, maybe he'll feel better after the toss has gone down, and that's coming up on the other side of the break. Time for a short break on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday UK 2019. We'll be back with the toss and the result from Nottingham on the show. Stay with us.
I'm Graeme Swann. Here is my all-time World Cup 11. Number 1, Ian Terence Botham. He basically invented pinch hitting. He was awesome. My favourite cricketer of all time, Ian Botham, number 1. Number 2, opening up with the great Ian Botham, I have Adam Gilchrist. Adam Gilchrist is obviously going to be my keeper. throughout the years. I've never seen a more exciting batsman at the top of the order. Lefty as well, to even up the right-handed, left-handed partnership with both of them. Smashes it everywhere. Great bloke as well. Number 2, Adam Gilchrist. Number 3, Isaac Vivian Alexander Richards. Simply the greatest man to ever watch bat for me. The swagger, the style, the brilliant eye, hooking off the front foot, all the quick bowlers. I love Viv Richards. He is definitely my number 3. Number 4, of course, Sachin Tendulkar. You can't ever pick a world team without having Sachin Tendulkar in it. He's in for me. Scored a brilliant 100 against England in Bangalore once. Still hurt my fingers. He hit one back at me. It still stings. Ow! Sachin Tendulkar is number 4. Number 5, batting out of position, but I've got to have him in my team, Ricky Ponting. Of course, Ricky Ponting. Brilliant player. So many World Cups, so many wins, and that 100 in the final in Johannesburg a few years back. Woo! Ricky Ponting, number 5. Number 6, my all-rounder slot. I've already got Ian Botham, but I'm going for Imran Khan. Imran Khan basically almost single-handedly won the World Cup for Pakistan, breaking many, mine included, hearts by beating England in the final. Number 7, you could argue he should be at number 6, but I've got Aravinda de Silva. Brilliantly led Sri Lanka to a World Cup win against Australia in that famous final back in the day. And I think you've got to have some inclusion from Sri Lanka. Most people would think Murali will be in the side. I'll come to that in a minute. Someone just picked him ahead of the post. Number 8, the great Shane Keith Warne. Simply the best bowler who's ever played the game.
Welcome back to ESPN Cricinfo Matchday UK 2019. Let's go straight to Trent Bridge now, where both the Pakistan and England captain are all set for the toss for viewers in the Caribbean. The short pitch stuff, sometimes you could get carried away like South Africa did yesterday.
You could, and that's why I say you got to assess the conditions, assess what the opposition is doing, and adjust as the game unfolds. That's what this great game of cricket requires, for you to think on your feet. I also think Pakistan will know that they had a crisis with their batting against the West Indies. And what's a crisis? It comes from the Greek, which means to sift and to separate. So they've got to try and see how is the best way they can play the short pitch deliveries and preserve their wickets and even score runs.
So welcome back to all our viewers in the Caribbean, and confirmation that England have won their first toss of this World Cup, and they've decided that they're going to have a bowl first. So that's big news coming in. England doing what they love doing, chasing, and they have made a change. They've brought in the pace of Mark Wood, which was something we expected, and they've left out Liam Plunkett. There's also changes from Pakistan's team, where you've got Asif Ali and Shoaib Malik back for Imad Wasim and Haris Sohail. Let's go straight to Trent Bridge and get quick reactions from Graeme Swann. England having a bowl and bringing in the pace of Mark Wood. Let's go to Melinda Farrell and Graeme Swann with more.
Yeah, I actually got it right for once. England bringing in Mark Wood instead of Liam Plunkett. They're going to bowl first. They love chasing England. This is an absolute ideal scenario for them, isn't it?
Yeah, you think so. I think the nerves started arriving at Surrey at the Oval when they lost the toss and had to bat first. One of the things they did against Pakistan actually was to bat first purposely, just in case they lost the toss. So Owen Morgan's given his hand away there. He's always going to bowl first if he can. This team feel very confident about chasing anything, so England will be very happy. The sun's out, there's a bit of wind in the air, and it did rain all of yesterday, as in not heavy rain, but there was a lot of moisture. So don't be surprised if the ball does swing a bit this morning, which Owen Morgan will be delighted about. He's got the ball in his hand for his fast bowlers. Mark Wood's going to look to make a big impact, and Jofra Archer's going to look to have the same sort of game he had at the Oval, which was basically brilliant.
I mean, you think that Mark Wood is not likely to play every game in this World Cup anyway. He certainly didn't play in the first one. How do they manage him throughout it? A game like this, is this where you want to really bring him out and just let him loose?
Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, Mark Wood's going to be an impact player throughout his whole career, it looks. He doesn't play 2 weeks in a row at all. His body breaks down. He is a fast bowler, that's what happens. Yes, exactly, Mel. I don't think he'll play every game. I think he'll be brought back as and when he's needed, and I think Pakistan's probably a good game to bring him back. He bowled very well here in the one day 2 weeks ago when England played Pakistan. He bowled superbly at the top of the order, so he'll be looking to repeat that.
Now, Pakistan have also brought back in, as we thought, Asif Ali and Shoaib Malik. Is that basically to counteract what they know is coming their way.
Yes, maybe. And maybe it's just to like, punish a couple of the players in the team for playing such bad shots against the West Indies. I don't know. It seems obvious that Pakistan would make changes. I mean, bowled out for just about 100 in a humiliating defeat to the West Indies here. So they've had to change, make a couple of changes, hopefully pick up morale, because I thought after the one-day series against England, they actually weren't playing bad cricket still. They were looking okay. Since then, they've lost to Afghanistan in a warm-up match. They've been destroyed by the West Indies in their first game. And they're really looking to do something about this tour to England, because it's turned into a shemozzle for them.
It has, but you know what, guys? It was a shemozzle at exactly this point in the Champions Trophy just 2 years ago.
Yeah, well done, Mel. And it was Pakistan that halted the England Express in Cardiff in the Champions Trophy a couple of years back. Let's go to Misbah, who's been listening patiently, as he was when he was batting as well. He took his time and he patiently assessed the rest of the conditions. Sarfraz Ahmed also saying, Misbah, that he would have liked to have a bowl first, and he's made two changes. Asif Ali comes in, you called it, and also Shoaib Malik. What do we make of these changes, and your thoughts on Pakistan batting first?
Yeah, obviously Pakistan wanted to strengthen the batting lineup. What happened in the last game? As far as you're clear about that, bringing Shoaib Malik back, that's fine. I mean, what is really hurting sometimes that you're not sure about what our best 11 is. You just keep on changing your top order, like you drop Haris Sohail now and bring back Shoaib Malik and Asif Ali. So I think at the moment it's important for Pakistan, if you have just made these changes, stick to that for the rest of the game. Give them confidence and know that, okay, this is our best 11. Don't have panic in the team, because Shoaib Malik got experience, and Asif Ali, obviously, everybody knows what he can do at the back end of the inning, and especially he proved that against England in the previous series. So good changes, and obviously some of the experts are saying that they should add a bowler in their lineup, because there are high-scoring games. But I personally think that if your bowlers are also giving 60 to 70 runs and not taking wickets, then there is no point. If you have a real match winner in your bowling lineup, then you can add up to your bowling lineup with that. But if they are not performing like that, then okay, take 10 overs from Hafiz and Malik, fine, and strengthen your batting, which is already doing well. So I think that's sensible, but they need to just stick to that team.
Very well. We'll find out if this move would reach dividends for Pakistan. There's plenty more coming up and build up to this game on ESPN Cricinfo Match Day. So stay with us. England have won the toss. Pakistan are batting first.
Cricket forever remembers a few men for their man-on-the-moon moments. But Shoaib Akhtar's feat is a tad more special for having come on the biggest stage. Akhtar became the first bowler in history to break the 100-mile barrier in a World Cup match. But let's also credit England's Nick Knight for not only spotting that missile, but also dealing with it without losing his wicket or his toes. In the 2007 Cricket World Cup, Ed Joyce represented the England cricket team, while Ian Morgan stepped out for Ireland. And why exactly is this intriguing? Well, you see, in the following World Cup of 2011, it was Joyce who turned up for Ireland, while Morgan played for England.
Welcome back to ESPN Cricinfo for Matchday UK 2019. Fast approaching the first ball of play between Pakistan and England at Trent Bridge. And let's continue the conversation. It looks like it's going to be a barrage of short pitch bowling, Kartik, and we saw South Africa go wrong with it yesterday. What would the English bowlers be advised to do to make sure that this short pitch plan isn't overdone, overworked?
Look, there's been so much talk about the short pitch bowling, and I think sometimes team expect it as well. So that's where you need to be a bit more crafty and use it as a surprise weapon. And again, short pitch bowling just for the sake of short pitch bowling has never worked. It has to be accurate, it has to be incisive, it has to be menacing. That's where it works. Otherwise, it's like a postage or a telegram sent to the batsman that, oh, I'm going to bowl short at you. So I'm pretty sure that England are well aware of it, Pakistan are well aware of it. And at the end of the day, it's just a question of superior skills. At the moment, England are the best team, and hopefully they play like that. And hopefully, we have a much better game compared to yesterday. And for the sake of the World Cup, you want Pakistan doing well, and the fact that if they can turn around and cut this streak, break this streak, and win a game today, it'll be brilliant.
Yeah, Pakistan's openers have been in excellent form, and that's the other thing they've relied on. When Fakhar Zaman and Misbah-ul-Haq went cheaply, that's when you sense the panic button was pressed. Even Babar Azam followed. But their openers in overs 1 to 10, Darren, and we're looking at numbers since the Champions Trophy of 2017, when both of them are unbeaten after the first 10 overs, Pakistan win 80%. It's almost like you don't need numbers to tell you that, but it just shows the importance that both those openers hold to this team.
And the principles remain for any format of the game. You always want your opening pair to lay a good platform for you. Misbah-ul-Haq, I think he averages over 100 in one-day cricket against this opposition, against England. So he's got to use that to good effect. What I like the inclusion of Asif Ali, who's an impact player. His strike rate 130, which is something you'd associate with T20 cricket. So if he can, last a fair amount of time batting, then it means to say Pakistan will score. And if you have this stoic sort of approach of a Hafiz and a Shoaib Malik batting with him, complementing him, I think that's a partnership that can be a match-winning partnership. Just as what we saw in that Bangladesh team when Shakib Al Hassan and Mushfiqur Rahim batted and developed that partnership, it took the game away from South Africa. The same could be expected with Asif Ali in that middle order for Pakistan.
All right, very quickly, Misbah, from you. We saw how Bangladesh's openers played yesterday. You would like Pakistan to show the same kind of restraint, I'm guessing?
I think so. That's the way to go. First, you need to assess the conditions and make sure that we had a good start. And obviously, that's very important for Pakistan. And that, I think if they have a good start, then we can just build on later on. And we got resources today.
All right, many thanks to Misbah-ul-Haq. We're going to get more conversation from Misbah and Swanee for our viewers on ESPN Cricinfo. For our viewers in the Caribbean, it's time to now move to live action. So thanks very much for joining us. You will be back with more at the end of the first innings. Let's hope it's a full innings from Pakistan. And we'll be back then after the England innings for more on ESPN Cricinfo for Matchday UK 2019. And viewers on ESPN Cricinfo, stay right with us. We continue the conversation with Misbah-ul-Haq as well as Graeme Swann. Misbah, I'll just come back to you. Let's get an idea of the sort of batting order that you'd advise Pakistan to take now. They've got Asif Ali, they've got Shoaib Malik. Hafiz comes in very late now. What's the sort of role you're expecting the likes of Shoaib Malik and Asif Ali to play?
Yeah, I think Hafiz will bat at number 4 because he batted at number 6 in the last game. Haris is out. Hafiz will bat at 4 and Sarfraz bat 5, and then at 6, Malik will bat at 6 and Asif Ali bat at 7. So Asif Ali would be a floater. If Pakistan openers and top order gets runs and they just take it to 30, 35 overs, then they might have a change in the batting order. Asif Ali comes earlier before Shoaib Malik. So let's see, it's very important that we should bat sensibly in the first 20-25 overs and then capitalize. And obviously, Shoaib Malik is a smart campaigner, and Pakistan needs that experience at number 6. No matter what situation is, if we have a good start, obviously we need to build on that. And if that happens, what happened in the last game, then again, you need that experience at number 6 to just make sure that we bat out the whole overs and have a respectable total so we can defend.
All right, many thanks to Misbah-ul-Haq. We'll get more from him. Apologies to our viewers for the slight technical snag in terms of the order. We'll hope that's fixed by the time the mid-innings show comes your way. Final word from Murali, Kartik, Daren, Ganga. Score that you'd like for Pakistan to get to make a fight of this?
Well, they have to score in excess of 300. If you look at what this England team has achieved, consistently they've scored in excess of 300. So I said 350 will give them confidence against this England team. It's good batting conditions. This venue holds the record for the first two highest scores in ODI cricket. So expect plenty runs, and Pakistan, they've bolstered their batting. So I think they will have a good showing with the bat.
Kartik?
I think everybody has spoken about the fact that it's that same track where 480 and 444 was scored, and if the conditions are going to be similar, so it's a question of who bats better than the other one. And over here, if you're setting a target, if you have to out-bat England, so whatever target, it's very difficult sitting in a studio to figure out what will be a good score, but pretty sure that any score, it's a question of batting prowess right now, more than whatever you see on the ground. So I think they should be very happy with anything close to 350, 360 by the looks of it.
Very well. Let's also remind you that even though this is just, 6 games into the World Cup, there are 48 matches, 96 innings, over 28,000 balls, and we're following every ball here. And you know what? What you can also do is play the game alongside it as it happens on Hotstar Watch and Play, where you don't just watch the match, you play it live alongside your favorite cricketers. So just make sure you log on to Hotstar Watch and Live and get busy there as well. We can also start picking your winner for the week, and it's very simple to do so. You could join our guests. It's time for Cricket Picks.
The test. Play Cricket Picks, the new predictor game from ESPN Cricinfo. Make predictions and track your progress throughout the tournament. The easiest thing you'll do all day. Go to espncricinfo.com/cricketpicks and play today.
All right, everyone's gone for England. Everyone in our studio on the selections have gone for England. I think Misbah-ul-Haq is going to carry the Pakistan flag all on his own. But get on to Cricket Picks and get busy with that as well. Many thanks to Murali, Kartik and Daren Ganga. We'll get plenty more from them at our mid-inning show. Hope to have your company for that. So now it's time to move our attention to England versus Pakistan. Let's see if Pakistan can avoid becoming the second team to lose their first 2 games and maybe shock the tournament by beating the might of England.